going to take a look at 6 of the main ways to trap a wrist, to trap a limb using a rope or a rope type weapon. So, as I mentioned, this is a trainer. So if I hold it both thumbs in, that would simulate a short weapon like a Manriki chain, something of that nature. If I turn one hand out, that would simulate a long weapon like a Suruchin rope dart, something like that. But the part between the hands is the important part. So the first one we're going to take a look at is sealing. So this works well for the longer type weapons. So he puts his hand out. This one is where I'm coming here, grabbing the rope and treating it like a zip tie. I bring it through my hand like that. All right. So from here, that is a very fast. This one is a very fast trap there. Now, it does have some minuses to it. I don't have it quite as tight as some other ones do. So there might be a little bit of play for the wrist to move around a little bit. Also, I don't have a true block. Some of these are more dodging and catching, and some actually incorporate a true block into it. So this one is called sealing, and it's just here, reaching around, grabbing, pulling like a zip tie. Now from here, I can step to the outside. You can see how as I twist, it naturally tightens up. His hand is up, my hand is down. That gives me a little bit of leverage. We can go into some of the joint locks that we worked on before, where I come into here, takedowns, things of that nature. So that's the first one, that's sealing. Now there's one technique that I really like on this, and we'll do this later as well, and that is what I call the superhero landing. And it's exactly what it sounds like. So you come here, I trap and seal. Now, you'll find this true in a lot of different takedowns, a lot of different martial arts. They'll talk about the square that someone stances in. So if you count that someone's feet is 2 corners of a square, I want to push them to the other corners. All right? So widen your stance out a little bit. So if that's the front corner and the back corner of a square, I don't want to move him towards these corners. He's going to be strong. I want to move him towards this corner of the square where he's not as stable. Or to the back corner of the square. That's where I want to take him. So for this one, I seal. And I'm going to superhero landing right to that corner of the square. And down. And from there I can step in, wrap and trap, and do what else I need to from that point. All right? So punch, zip, down, continue with whatever my particular weapon at the time can accommodate. Now, the technique that we're going to do here is better with a weighted chain because it has a little bit more flexibility. It has a little bit more proper movement than a rope would have. So he puts his hand out again. It's just popping and wrapping. Now, again, this one does not have a true block attached to it. So the important part of this is it's not here, wrap my hand around. It is a pop. And if I pop off center, the chain will naturally wrap around the wrist. Now, once I get this, I'm going to swap hands and turn over because I want everybody to be able to see this. When I pull, it makes a little gap right there. You see that? So that little gap may be okay if I have a nice solid fist stopping it from slipping out. But if he points his hand or anything like that, I may be in danger of this coming off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, this is really going to hurt if I did this full strength. I'm going to push and pull. I'm going to come here and pull. So this makes a kind of lock on that chain, which will work on rope as well. But again, this one just flows better. So that pull adds a whole lot to this. It makes it to where it can't come undone. So from there, I can pull, bring the person down, swap my hands back, bring the person down, do arrests, you know, pulling, do what? Oh, I'm sorry. So this is the traditional one for Manriki. So he comes again, trap, squeeze. A lot of different things I can do from here, similar to what we were just doing before. So for the third one, this one is actually going to be traditional to Sash. So there are a lot of different cultures that have, like particularly Indian martial arts, that have a sash that goes cross body. And they can use that to block, rep, trap, a lot of the techniques that we're doing with a rope that wouldn't be attached to the body. So this one I like for a few reasons. So he puts his hand out again, and I'm going to come around and hook the rope like that around my wrist. So let's get a better look at that. Come on over this way a little bit. So I come here and I come up like that. Now I can grab, and now I don't have to use two hands. This one is extremely strong. This one really locks it in. From here, there's really not much play in that wrist. It's a little bit more technique, it's a little bit more movement, but it ends up in a really strong lock. And it can still be fast. So he puts it out, there. So it's still a fast movement. He'll go ahead, there, transfer. I can still come into here. I can come into here, do takedowns. All the things that we were doing with joint locks before. Now, again with this one, this does not have a true block to it. It is a parry trap. If he throws it with that hand, there, from here, I can come up and into here. So there's another shoulder lock. We didn't really work on this one earlier, but a lot you can do with that. One thing I do like about this is this one works really well for a foot as well. So he throws a kick. Now from here, man, things get fun. All I have to do is step back and pull, and he has a very hard, bad fall, and probably including the splits. Involuntary splits is horrible. Now, if I transfer and hold that here, your pullback muscles aren't as strong as my pulling muscles. So it's going to be really hard for him to get out of this. I can come in, striking into knee. I can try to damage the knee. I can do the knee bar that we talked about earlier, where I force him down to the ground. Or I'm going to turn you, and I want you to go down to the ground. All right? I can push him down to the ground. Now, if I'm using one of the longer weapons like rope dart, Suruchin, I can pull up, use the rest of the weapon around here, and tie off. So this is similar to Hojo Jutsu that they would do back in Edo period Japan to arrest criminals. Instead of handcuffs, they didn't have handcuffs back then. They had little bundles of rope that they would put someone on the ground and then wrap to restrain them in lieu of handcuffs. So this would be one of the techniques that you could do. So I really like that for foot trap. So many things you can do from there. Anything I do from there is going to be unpleasant for him. Now, the last three are related to blocks. And these I like because they have a true hard block to it. So if I miss the rope, if I don't trap the limb, I've still blocked the strike. All right? So we're going to do cross block. So we've done leg block, we've done side block in our charts. Now we're going to do cross block. So it's kind of like a side block, except I'm going across the other side of my body. All right? So if he throws a punch, I cross block, wrap with this hand. So that's the move. I don't use the rope. Go ahead. I've already blocked it. Now I do it with the rope. It's a very fast movement. Throw with that hand. From there. And from there, I can come around. I can come down. A lot of different things that I can do from there. But I've still got that hard block that I've used to restrain it. The other two are side block and leg block, our basic charts. So he throws a punch with that hand. I'm here. Now most weapons are going to have kind of a ready stance. The longer ones especially are going to be more like this, kind of like you're holding a bow staff. One hand at the hip, one hand out. Unless you're using Manriki, they tend to be sneaky about it and hide it behind their leg. So he throws, I'm going to do a leg block. And just by doing the leg block with this hand at my hip, just like charts, I now have that wrist locked in. And again, from here, I can continue it on for any kind of takedown that I want to do. All right? So he throws again. That's it. One more. It's just a leg block. And from there, I have a trap. If I have one of my longer weapons, I can leave that there, wrap and pull, and throw. So a lot of different options that I can do with that. Last one is side block. So again, I have my ready stance. He throws his punch with that hand. Sorry, again. There. So same thing, side block. From here, I still have this. I can still grab a hold of this to really lock it in and do anything that I want to while I continue into all the locks that we worked on earlier in our joint lock portion of the class. So from here, there. This one, if you'll notice, is rope only on one side. My wrist is on the other. This one does not have as strong a lock as some of the others. All right? So if he retracts, I may have to come up into here, turn it into a joint lock this way. So there's a figure 4 joint lock, which works just as well if I have the rope. So that is the 6 main types of wrist control using a rope from different styles across martial arts and across the countries. A little bit of bonus. What do you do if someone grabs your rope? So I'm here and he just grabs the middle of the rope. Now, the same rule applies to all weapons. If someone grabs your weapon and they are focused on that weapon, sure, let them focus on the weapon. Right? Quickly switch up to whatever is the most advantageous at that moment. I don't have to fight for control of that weapon. I just need him distracted enough to where I can do something that gets him off of me. All right? Now, ignoring that, what else can I do? So he grabs. Here's the thing. He just put himself in a horrible position because I can do everything that I just did. I just have to come around, and now, instead of grabbing his wrist, I've grabbed his palm and the back of his hand. And now when I squeeze, that is going to be very unpleasant very fast. And I still have all of my joint locks available to me. So if he grabs the middle of my rope, fine, he just gave me the thing to wrap. So he's given me the opportunity to wrap and control that hand. Now, if there's other grabs, like he grabs the end of a rope, things like that, there's different techniques. We're not going to work on that tonight. But that is the 6 ways of trapping, plus a bonus of what if they grab the middle. Anybody have